Imagine, if you will, a freezing Ardennes forest, blanketed in white, the air so cold that breath turns to mist instantly. It's December 1944, and the world is in the throes of the Second World War. Here, in these woods, a dramatic, unfathomable turn of events is about to unfold. A battle that would come to be known as the Battle of the Bulge. This clash wasn't just another skirmish in a worldwide conflict. It was Adolf Hitler's last gamble, a desperate attempt to turn the tides in favor of Nazi Germany. This monumental event was not merely a battle. It was a turning point that would decide the fate of millions, altering the course of history forever. The Battle of the Bulge represented Nazi Germany's final major offensive against the Allies in World War II. Hitler's plan was audacious: to split the Allied forces along the Western Front, hoping to encircle and destroy 4 Allied armies, compelling them to negotiate a peace treaty in the Axis powers' favor. But the stakes were enormous, and the risk was colossal. As the Germans launched their surprise attack on December 16th, under the guise of a thick fog that grounded the Allies' superior air forces, the initial shock was overwhelming. The American troops, caught off guard and ill-prepared for an offensive in such treacherous winter conditions, bore the brunt of the assault. Towns were overrun, and the front lines were pushed back, creating a bulge in the Allied front lines. Imagine the confusion, the fear, and the unyielding cold that gripped the soldiers as the German forces advanced. Picture the despair of American units, isolated and surrounded in the grim town of Bastogne, refusing to surrender in the face of certain defeat. Their defiance summed up in one historic reply to a German ultimatum to surrender: nuts. Yet it was here, among the snow-drenched forests and the besieged towns, that the tide began to turn. The resilience of the American forces, the unbreakable spirit of the soldiers who fought tooth and nail, not for inches of ground, but for survival, began to wear down the advancing German troops. Supplies started to dwindle. The element of surprise was now lost, and the fierce resistance mounted by the Allies began to take its toll. The turning point came with the skies clearing, allowing the Allied air superiority to come into play, hammering German positions and cutting off supply lines. Patton's Third Army, executing a daring and rapid relief operation, managed to break the siege of Bastogne, marking the beginning of the end for the German offensive. The Battle of the Bulge was not just a military confrontation. It was a test of wills, a saga of human endurance against all odds. It showcased the sheer unpredictability of war, where a seemingly defeated enemy could muster such strength for one last strike. This battle demonstrated the indomitable spirit of the Allied forces, who, in the face of adversity, snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. The costs were immense: nearly 100,000 American casualties and even greater German losses in both manpower and material, from which the Nazi war machine would never recover. The gamble had failed. Hitler's last desperate bid for victory was instead a prelude to his downfall. Just months after the Battle of the Bulge, the Allies would cross the Rhine, pushing into the heart of Germany itself. The legacy of the Battle of the Bulge is a testament to the courage of the soldiers who fought, to the strategies that were employed, and to the resilience of the human spirit. It serves as a poignant reminder that, in history's most dire circumstances, hope can emerge from despair, and victory can be born from the ashes of seeming defeat. As we reflect on this crucial moment in history, let us never forget the lessons it teaches about sacrifice, about the horrors of war, and about the enduring quest for peace.